Hey everybody, and welcome to today's episode of 1 Hour of Power! That's right. So we're all dressed up fun, just because. Today is a special day in the life of the church. It's called Good Friday. That's right, everybody say Good Friday.
Good Friday!
Now it's kind of weird that we call it Good Friday because today is the day we celebrate or remember Jesus dying on the cross. And that's not a good thing, but because of that, something really, really good was able to happen. But I'm not going to spoil it now. We're going to tell you all about that today and even on Sunday. Okay? All right. Anyway, we're going to sing a song that will help to tell the story of why this is called Good Friday. It's called Lord, I Lift Your Name on High. And there are a few actions, so repeat after me.
After me.
Lord, I lift your name on high.
Lord, I lift your name on high.
Lord, I love to sing your praises.
Lord, I love to sing your praises.
I'm so glad you're in my life.
I'm so glad you're in my life.
I'm so glad you came to save us.
I'm so glad you came to save us.
You came from heaven to earth.
You came from heaven to earth
to show the way.
To show the way.
From the earth to the cross.
From the earth to the cross.
My debt to pay.
My debt to pay.
From the cross to the grave.
From the cross to the grave.
From the grave to the sky.
From the grave to the
Lord,
sky.
I lift your name on high.
Lord, I lift your name on high.
So sing along with us. That's a great way to tell the story of Jesus and what he came to do and what happened. But we're going to sing another song now. And this isn't a fast jump around song, but it's an awesome song about our awesome God. And we sing this a lot of times at campfires, and it reminds us of how powerful God is, especially if you look up at the sky at night and you see the stars, or you watch the sunrise, or a powerful storm comes in. We're reminded of how awesome God is. There are a few actions, so repeat after me.
After me.
Our God
is
an awesome God.
Is an awesome God.
He reigns.
He reigns
from heaven above.
From heaven above.
With wisdom.
With wisdom.
And power. And love. Our God is an awesome God.
Our God is an awesome God.
That's right, and we're going to sing that a few times through. Amen. That's a great song that you can remember. And when you're falling asleep at night, you can even sing it to yourself to remind you how amazing and awesome and powerful God is. Well, I have another story that you might be interested in. And this happens right after the Last Supper that we talked about yesterday. This story is about a sad and kind of dark night and time for Jesus. You see, Jesus and his disciples went to a garden. "Sit here while I pray," he said. Jesus walked ahead. He took Peter, James, and John. "My soul is full of sadness," Jesus said. "Stay here and keep watch." He walked a little farther. "Father, you can do anything," he prayed. "Take this suffering away, but do what you want, not what I want." An angel came to Jesus to help him. 3 times Jesus prayed. Each time when he went back to Peter, James, and John, they were asleep. "Peter," he said, "stay awake and pray." When Jesus came back the 3rd time, he said, "Are you still sleeping? The hour has come." Soldiers came into the garden. They grabbed Jesus. "I know this must happen," Jesus said. "What the prophets wrote about must come true." So the soldiers took Jesus away, and Jesus' disciples were afraid. A judgment was made. Jesus would have to die on a cross. Soldiers put a purple robe on him. They put a crown of thorns on his head. Making fun of him, they said, "Here is the king." Then Jesus had to carry a heavy wooden cross to a hill called Calvary. A crowd followed him. On the cross, Jesus said, "Father, forgive them. They do not know what they are doing." 2 robbers hung on crosses beside Jesus. "Jesus, remember me when you are king," said one. "Today you will be with me in my heavenly kingdom," Jesus told him. Then darkness covered the whole earth. Jesus called out in a loud voice, "Father, I give myself to you." And Jesus died. At that moment, the temple curtain in Jerusalem ripped in half. The earth shook and the rocks split. The soldiers at the cross said, "Surely he was the Son of God." A rich man named Joseph wrapped Jesus' body in clean cloths. He put the body into a new tomb. Then a big, heavy stone was rolled in front of the tomb to close it tight. That's not one of your happy ever after stories, is it? Not yet, anyway. But right now, it's time for another Skit. Whoop, whoop, Skit. Whoop, whoop, Skit. Whoop, whoop, Skit. Whoop, whoop, Skit.
Welcome back to the New O'Clock News. I'm your host, Oswald Rensborg, and we are back again with our segment of Eyewitness, where we bring on guests who were there, the first-hand accounts of Jesus' life, death, and resurrection, the whole shebang. Well, today's guest is a bit unique. He was there at a very different time. He was there at Jesus' end. Well, partial end anyway. I'd like to welcome up Maximus. Maximus, you're a Roman soldier. Or a Roman centurion to be specific. Can you tell us more about that?
Sure. Well, the Roman Empire covers a huge area, and to make sure all of the people in that area stay loyal to Rome, our army of soldiers has posts in every city. I have earned the right to be the leader of over 100 soldiers. Just like there are 100 centimeters in a meter, and century is 100 years. A centurion is a commander in charge of 100 soldiers, or more.
So, wow, that's really impressive. Congratulations on that. So, we've been talking about all week about Jesus' teachings, miracles, and his life thus far. But you were there at his death. Can you tell us more about the day Jesus died?
Well, we had been watching Jesus for a long time. Many people were thinking that he was going to overthrow Rome and become the new king of the Jews. but he never actually did anything or said anything wrong according to the law. In fact, the messages he was preaching and the way he was healing seemed to encourage people to be more kind to each other than ever. That's why we were so confused when his own people, especially the religious leaders, put him on trial and wanted him killed. We as soldiers don't question, we just obey orders. So when the governor, Pontius Pilate, ordered Jesus to be crucified on the cross, we just did as we were told. It didn't feel good, it never does.
Right. But Jesus wasn't the only one who was dying on the cross. Jesus was different, right? What was different about Jesus?
Everything. The cross was a way that criminals, people who had done really bad things, were killed so that nobody else would do those bad things. They would often yell at us, say mean things, spit back at us, but not Jesus. Jesus hadn't done anything wrong. And Jesus didn't say a word the whole time he was being beaten and questioned. He never yelled at us. In fact, at one point, he even looked up to heaven and yelled, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." Then he looked down at me with sadness and love. Even after we had just done to him, he asked God to forgive us. I was speechless.
Wow, that is strange.
Oh, and that's not the strangest part. Jesus said, "Father, into your hands I commit my spirit," took his last breath and died. At that moment, a thick darkness covered the land for about 3 hours. In the middle of the day, there was something like an earthquake, and the thick curtain in the temple of worship was torn from top to bottom. It was like the very earth and the skies were grieving at a funeral. It was then that I knew that this man was the Son of God. Just like they sacrificed an innocent lamb to take away their sins, Jesus was the innocent sacrifice to take away our sins. He died for me, he died for you, he died because he loved everyone. Then they took his body and buried him in a tomb. But the good news is that 3 days later...
Okay, that's all we have for today. Thank you, Maximus, for telling us your side and your first-hand account. Well, folks, like I said, that's all we have today. Join us next time for our special Sunday edition of Eyewitness. I'm Oswald Enswald, and this definitely ended well. We'll see you Sunday. Bye-bye.
Oh, hey! Hey, did you know that Golgotha Hill, the place where Jesus was crucified, is also called Skull Hill? Because it's shaped like a skull.
Hey, speaking of that, just kidding, different segue, we're going to do another shake break today. And this shake break is just to get your goofiness out and ready for the weekend, all right? So, we're going to see how well you can be whatever object or animal or whatever I say, how well you can act that out. And see, if there's more than one of you, you can make it a competition to see who can act it out the best. And maybe your parents or another person around can be the judge for you, all right? So, I will be the judge for my friends Dan and Bree, and they're gonna act out whatever I give them, and we'll see who can do it the best, all right?
And you can tell us who you think is the goofiest or the best too.
All right, so, actually, you know what? I think I'll join on this. I wanna do this too. All right, so, let's do a lawnmower. Let's see who can be the best lawnmower. So, grab your lawnmowers and push them and be as goofy or as serious as you can. Okay, now we're gonna be a banana. Who can be the best banana?
I'm mushy.
All right, now we're gonna go for elephant.
Give me some peanuts! Where are the peanuts?
All right. Well, you guys can put in your comments who you think was the funniest out of the three of us, and then you can also say who was the funniest that you guys agreed on with your group. All right. Now we're gonna be even more goofy with my friend and yours, Evan Nielsen, for some holy humor.
It's time for holy I mean, I don't know why you guys need me. That was pretty funny already. But I still have our joke for today. How long did Cain hate his brother? For as long as he was able.
Because his brother's name was Abel. That's funny.
Yeah. Alright, our game of the day today is an egg puzzle hunt. So what you're going to do is you're going to find pieces of a puzzle that, hopefully it's an entire puzzle, that fit inside of an Easter egg. Put them one in each Easter egg, and then one person will hide the Easter eggs either outside or inside, maybe a bit of both, whatever works for you. And then you're going to find them, and then put together the puzzle after you found them.
Woo! All right, it is Friday today, and that means it's Family Fun Challenge Friday. So we're going to give you something to do for the weekend. Now, this Easter weekend is probably going to be pretty different for most of you than normal Easter weekends. You might not be gathering with all of your relatives. You might not even be going to church if you're watching it on TV. So we have a fun idea for you to do with anyone in your house. We think it would be super fun if you as a family put together a little Easter skit or video. So what we want you to do is to act out or read out loud or do puppets or whatever you want to do, the Easter story of Jesus' death and resurrection. You can talk about when he got arrested and any part of that story you want, and then somehow film it and then post it on social media. And if you're posting it on Facebook, just include us as a tag, Ingham, Okoboji, Lutheran Bible Camps. Or if you're posting it on another social media like Instagram, you can put at Ingham Okoboji. So just tag us in it and then hashtag Easter Skit Challenge. That's Easter Skit Challenge hashtag. All right? So do those things, and that's your Family Fun Challenge for the weekend. And it'd be a great way to share the good news of Jesus with everyone. Well, that's all we have for today. We just want to remind you of a few things coming up, though. Just a reminder, after you're done today, you can still go through the conversation starter questions in the description. There will also be some other links to some of the other things we referenced in today's 1 Hour of Power Challenge. But we have some exciting news. Number one, on Sunday, there will be a special video posted with a conclusion to all of our puppet interview skits in the afternoon, okay? But starting next week, Tuesday, we're going to be doing 1 Hour of Power live at 3:30. 3:30 every day. Lots of kids are starting back with school schedules, and it seems like that would be a really good time to hit after school is done and after you've done a lot of your work for school. So we want you to have some fun with us at 3:30 every day for 1 Hour of Power. Starting next Tuesday, we'll be live, and we'll keep doing this for a while. So we hope that you join us for that, and like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can stay up to date with all the fun things we're going to be doing over the next, sometime, month and a half longer, who knows, all right? Thanks for joining us for one more 1 Hour of Power. Yeah. Have a good Friday. Happy Easter, everyone.